Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching my last video where I talked all about taking my real estate exam. And today's video, I want to answer some questions that I have been getting from you guys as well as people that I'm friends with and just those that are interested in real estate in general. So I have officially had my license in my hand. I've officially been licensed for about 3 weeks. I'm coming up on the end of 3 weeks, and it's been quite a journey. I've hosted 2 open houses already, which was so exciting. I learned so much stuff hosting my own open houses, and it was just so much fun. And so I'll talk about that here in just a second, but I wanted to go ahead and answer some questions that I received. So one of the first questions I received here on the YouTube channel was what are some things that you should study for your real estate exam? So first things first is I don't exactly remember everything that was on the exam. I feel like I probably should have done this closer to when I finished my exam, but I'm going to try my best. So first thing that I would suggest is don't spend a whole lot of time on the math portion of the exams because I think I only answered 2 math questions. And even out of the 2 math questions, one of them was calculating square footage on a 2-story home, which you should all be very aware of before you take a test. If you can't do that, then you may want to rethink taking your exam. Another thing that is so important to study is understanding the different things that you need as a real estate agent, such as what are the 7 parts of a contract, 18, sane, and sober kind of thing. You want to know all of that stuff. One of the things that helped me was I reviewed and I reviewed and I reviewed. And when I got to the exam, I wrote down everything that I could remember. And because, they give you a piece of scrap paper. So I just wrote down hints and ways that I remembered things. For example, old car, or, fresh corn, which is the familial status, or race, ethnicity, things like that nature. And that really helped me to, zone in on the questions. Now, I will say the tests are very easy for the most part. The only reason I had to retake it twice is because I did not take my time on the state portion. I got through the national portion and was like, yay, I did it. And then the whole state portion came up and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so exhausted. Like, okay, let's do this. But overall, when I took the test the second time, one thing that I realized was I didn't slow down and read the questions. They are trick questions. They're made to make you think. So before you just answer a question and blurt something out, try really hard to focus on what's being asked, because a lot of times they'll throw little things in there like, if Sally's parents want to sell a house and Sally's friend is a broker, how fast will it take Sally's broker to get the house sold, or something like that. It was just things that really make you think, and I had to take a step back and really reread it 3 or 4 times to understand what's the real question being asked here. Because the answer choices sometimes may seem almost identical. There was one question I remember where all of the answers, I was like, well, they're all really good answers. But when I went back and reread it 2 and 3 times, I realized that there was one part in that question, one sentence that made a huge difference. And I ended up getting that question right because I realized if I slow down and read the question and look what it's looking for, then I'll be able to find the answer. So really, in terms of what should you study, just review. Know what you can know the best that you can know it. And I know that sounds like it's not really helping you a whole lot, but I can't tell you, oh, you have to study this one chapter, because every chapter that's in your textbooks is important. They actually show you when you take the exam or after you've taken it, they show you a breakdown of each section and how many questions you got right versus how many you got wrong. So every single chapter is very important. So if one chapter you're struggling on, go back and review it as many times as you possibly can. One of the things that helped me was I took practice quizzes over and over and over again. If you aren't familiar, there is a really good quiz website called Quizlet.com, Quizlet.com. And I would just go to Google and I would type in Texas Real Estate Exam Prep Quizlet. And you'd be surprised how many people make up their own exam. So I would study that, or I'd make my own exam prep over things that I just knew I was struggling with, and I would reread it and redo it. And 10 o'clock at night, I'd be up doing my exam prep. So that's really all that I can help you with in terms of studying, because I feel like as a real estate agent, this requires us to know and be competent in every area of our job. So it is important for you to know every section of your textbooks forward and backwards, because you're going to have this one opportunity to present that to your buyers or sellers and show them your competence. And you'd be surprised how much your studying comes into play when you're helping other people. So maybe I'll try to look into my textbooks a little bit more and see if there's something in particular that you should be zoning in on. But for the most part, I feel like if you just review every single chapter, every single study option available to you, whether it's Quizlet, whether it's exam preps or reviews or quizzes, whatever it is, do it over and over and over and over again till you become so good that it's in your head constantly. Whether you're sleeping, whether you're awake, it's in your head. Because that's kind of the life of a real estate agent anyways. You constantly have stuff going on in your head. The second question that I've got is, how has it been like? Well, first of all, or I guess what's it been like since I've started? So first things, I've only been in the business for 3 weeks. So I don't really have a whole lot under my belt to talk about, but I can say I have learned a lot from my previous experience working in a real estate office as a receptionist. That kind of helped me build my foundation for the type of realtor I want to be. I had 2 very motivational, inspirational people that worked at the real estate office that I worked at years ago. And I knew one day I wanted to become a real estate agent, and I knew I wanted to follow their footsteps. They were succeeding. They were doing the things that allowed them to not just get listings and not just make money, but also they helped their clients. They did so much more than the average real estate agent. They just weren't, oh, here's MLS posting, good luck. No, these clients were their family. And that's been my goal as a real estate agent, is explaining to clients, I'm not here to just make money off of you. I'm here to build a relationship, because I know one day we may have sold your house today, but you're going to have to buy a new house. Or maybe we've bought you a brand new house. Well, 10 years down the line, maybe you'll want a new house. I want to be that person who's with you every step of the way. Whether you're getting married, having a baby, job changes, divorces, although they're not fun, I want to be there for you. And so for me, that's been my foundation. So what I've come to realize is it is easy to go to work every day. This is a fun job. I am doing something I love, and that is saying a lot, because I left a full-time job and put this in my tunnel view, and this is my job. So if I'm not making money, then I'm the only person to blame. But so far, 3 weeks in, I can't complain. It's been so much fun. Like I said, I took on 2 different open houses. I did one on a Saturday and one on a Sunday. It was a lot of fun. I will suggest, if you're a new agent, go and do open houses. I actually got 3 potential buyers from my one open house on Saturday. My Sunday open house didn't do so good because it was very, very far. I think it was a really hard find for people. So that one didn't do so good. But Saturday, I was able to get 3 potential buyers, and that's huge, because they may not be ready to buy right here, right now, but down the line, they're going to remember me because I stood out to them in some way, shape, or form. So 3 weeks in, not bad. I do plan on going further, working harder. I have a 9-month-old son, so he comes to work with me pretty much every day, and it's a lot of fun because I get to spend time with him, but I'm also working really hard and doing the things that I need to do. I can show you here. This is my handy dandy folder of all the things that I need to do, and I've got all my listings that I'm calling and working on constantly. I've got my flyers that I send out. You know, I'm constantly working and I'm constantly doing things, because at the end of the day, as a real estate agent, you don't really get set office hours. That is something that I've realized, is it's not an 8 to 5 job. You get to go home and yay, I'm with my family. No, it is around the clock action. If you get a client who messages you at 10:30 at night, you better be available for them at 10:30 at night, because believe it, they will go find someone else. But for my first 3 weeks, I will say I was able to get 2 very good rentals, which is great because I'm able to bring those in pretty quickly. I'm still working on them, trying to do the best that I can. Rentals are a little difficult because they're usually so quick. Sometimes you end up not being able to truly help them the way that you want. But overall, for 3 weeks in, not bad. Another question I get is, do I go to events, networking events? So as of right now, I have not. And the reason why is because most of the networking events that I have found are usually during the day. And that's my time to work on my clients. I want to focus on my clients first and put them before anything else. So if that means I'm spending 12 hours a day focusing on prospecting clients, then that's what I'm doing 12 hours a day. And whatever time I have left over is either spent at networking events or processing networking events, you know, trying to find ones that will work for my schedule. One of the things I'll suggest is, if you're a new agent or even if you're a seasoned agent, is go to your local chamber of commerce website, and pull their event calendars. I have done that for June and July, and so I've gone through these, and you'll kind of see here I've marked which ones I feel like, you know, I can attend and would be good to attend. And this has helped me big time because it's allowed me to really visualize, okay, this is where I need to go. And this is what I need to do. But you'll see some of them, you know, happen like 1 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 5:30. So usually evenings work better for me because, like I said, mornings I'm focusing on my clients and doing whatever I can to make them happy. But other than that, I know that there was another question, and I will be getting to that a little bit later in another video. That question was, what brokerage firm did you choose, large or small, or well-known or not well-known? I will just tell you right now, I ended up going with a smaller brokerage firm. Originally, I was 100% all set for the brokerage firm that I had worked for previously in a different city. I interviewed with them, and I just felt so passionate and so excited and thrilled, and I couldn't wait to get my license to start working for them. Well, what ended up happening was I decided, you know what, I'm going to interview another company that's smaller and just see what they have to offer. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, so I'm not going to give away too much yet. But I will say I ended up going with a smaller brokerage firm, and I'll talk all about that for those of you who are interested, or new agents and are trying to figure out where you're going to go, or maybe you're trying to get your license and you're not sure if you want to go with the bigger brokerage or the smaller brokerage. I'll talk all about that in my next video. But for now, 3 weeks in, I'm not doing too bad. I must say I'm pretty proud of myself. I just got out my very first huge stack of mailers for prospective clients, and I have my next stack of mail going out Monday, which is the 26th of June. So it has just been back to back to back, busy, busy, busy. But like I said, I love my job. So if you love what you do, then you're in the right place. And this job has just been amazing, and I'm only 3 weeks in, so I can just imagine where I'll be in a few years from now. But if you guys have any other questions for me, please do not hesitate to post those in the comment section below. You can also message me on my Facebook page. I also have a blog, so if you're interested in seeing how a real estate agent does their blogs, or you want to get some ideas, I'm going to post all of that down in the description box below for you guys. But of course, as always, I want to thank you so much for watching another one of my videos, and I look forward to talking to you guys very, very soon. Thank you, and have a great day.